Poor Dives, happy Lazarus, mistaken ecclesiastics, ignorant humanity. What an absolute necessity exists, that a court of justice should be established where righteousness reigns. Mionine took Jack by the hand and led him to that side of the couch towards which the face of the sleeper was turned. Then bending over, he gently kissed the lips that had been already twitching, as if impatient to give utterance to the lad's surprise. The body stretched to its full length, the head half turned. A faint "oh dear" escaped the lips. Then the eyes opened, and the bewildered lad jumped into a sitting posture. "Where am I? Hello, Jack! Why, where as I got to?" "You are at home now," said Mionine. "Yes, Dandy, you are dead now, and have come to be where I am," cried the delighted Jack. "Dead? Jack, get out! I look like a dead un, don't I?" In his astonishment, his eyes roamed around the place and the company surrounding him. Then he asked, "'Ere, what have they been doing to their old horse-pickle?" "Don't you remember me?" asked Mionine. The lad looked at him doubtfully for an instant. "Yes, weren't you the doctor?" "No, think again." "Oh, yis, I remember now. You said you wouldn't leave me, didn't you?" "Yes. Then you went to sleep, and I brought you here." "Is this another horse-pickle, then?" "Yes, this is one of God's hospitals, where everyone gets well." "You are better now, Dandy, ain't you?" asked his little friend. "Yes, I'm better. But, Jack, am I dead, straight?" "Why, don't you feel dead?" "No, I'm better. Sleep myself better, I s'pose, and I didn't want her." "Well, you know I am dead, don't you?" "Yes, you're dead enough. But what about me? I ain't." "Then how can you see me? Do you think you are asleep?" "No, I ain't asleep," and he looked bewildered around, as if searching for some explanation. "'Cause somebody wakened me." Then he turned appealingly to Mionine. "Say, you know, tell me what's the matter." "Yes, I will tell you all about it. You remember the hospital?" "Yes, and I was so bad." "Do you remember asking me if I was the angel who was going to kill you?" "I think I does, but I was so bad, you knows." "You remember Bully Pig?" "Yes, did he get my money?" This enabled him to touch the first point of recollection, and a portion of his memory became clear, so that without Mionine reminding him of more, he went on. "Oh, I know all about it now. He had a tanner from the doctor, didn't he? And then you said I got to go back, and it wouldn't hurt me, but Miss said I was to go to sleep, didn't she?" "Yes." "Well, then, where am I now? Have I got to go back again?" "No, it is all over now." "But I ain't dead yet." "Are you not? Why, the nurse and doctors say you are." "But I ain't, am I?" "Of course you are, Dandy. All the dead there is for you," said Jack. "Am I, though?" He doubtfully appealed to Mionine. "Yes, I think you may take your little friend's word for it. You know all of death you ever will know." "But I don't know anything about it. It didn't hurt a bit." "I told you it would not." "And can I get up?" "Yes, we want you to go home now. Jack is going with you for a little while. And when you go to the college, you'll take me with you, won't you, Jack?" "Yes, I will take you everywhere I can." "And we must see Bully Pig, because I want to know he was going on." How long the enumeration of his first desires would have taken, it is difficult to say, but Jack told him they would arrange everything presently. Then Mionine led the little fellow on to the terrace, where a host of new friends gave him a welcome that I am afraid was mostly lost upon him in the delight of the thousand beauties that surrounded him. Especially was this noticeable when Mionine, having finished his part in the proceedings, took his departure, accompanied by his companions from his higher home. Their course through the air rendered Dandy absolutely speechless with astonishment, and he looked from one to the other of us as if begging for some explanation of the uncanny phenomenon. It would be interesting, did space and necessity permit, to follow the course of these two boys for a while and trace the ministry of the one who had so wonderfully improved under the instruction of Elysian in his effort to enlighten his newly arrived friend in regard to the initial features of this new and surprising existence. Jack already knew enough to be of valuable service at the outset, and Dandy would accept his assurances with far more unquestioning faith than those of a stranger, while the information imparted would always be within the knowledge of others, near at hand to correct or explain if necessary. Thus we see how the law of heaven condescends to accept even the most feeble service as competent to take part in the work of a soul's salvation. For the present, the little initiate would have to be led gently forward until his bewildered mind was able to touch the final point of recollection, and he could intelligently connect the present with the clearly recalled memories of the past, which I have already referred to in my own experience. In recording this incident, I have kept my attention fixed on the three central figures, simply because all the interest for myself was confined to that little group, and the surrounding accessories were not consciously in existence for the time. Mining's presence was official, and his duty to wake and welcome the little pilgrim to the new sphere of existence. This accomplished, he returned, and Alil at once assumed control by reason of her more advanced condition. The lad's eyes were still riveted on the ascending company who had just left us, when she knelt beside him and gently laid her head beside his. "I say," he asked, scarcely daring to turn his eyes for an instant, lest he should lose the vision, "is they real angels?" "Yes, God sent them to bid you welcome home." "Well, where's their wings, then?" "They have none." "Then they ain't real angels." "Yes, they are God's real angels." "Then they ought to have wings. I never seen a angel without 'em before." "You have only seen pictures of angels before, and in pictures they give them wings so that we might know them from men." "That's why I didn't know 'em. But I don't think they're regular real angels now." "Why not?" "Because they didn't sing a welcome home to me as we all sung about at the mission." "But they kissed you and bade you welcome." "That ain't it. I wanted 'em to, quote, 'stand at the Alleluia in the Strand and sing me a welcome home.'" End quote. I like singing better than kissing. Dandy had seized on an orthodox idea of heaven for himself, and unless the program was strictly carried out according to preconceived plans, he was somewhat dubious about its genuineness. It was the ignorance and suspicion of an unlettered lad, but since his time I have watched the arrival of scores of educated adults who have raised the same ignorant objection and even insisted that they were not suitably received. Such souls, however, were merely of those who arrived empty-handed. The weary ones from the harvest fields were seeking rest and found it.